Beloved, welcome back. Today we are in a blizzard warning. We're projected to have up to 32 inches of snow, and we have a lot to do today. We've got to chain up the equipment, get the snow blowing stuff, all the retrieval gear. Today is going to be you looking over my shoulder. We've got less than 24 hours to have everything done, and it's all hands on deck, so we'll see where it takes us. We'll start with my truck. This morning we'll start with vehicle prep. I'm pretty close to the oil change, so we'll go ahead and do a full service on it as well. But let's start with the tire chains. I'm going to put them on the front. Before you put them on, lay your chains out like this. Make sure that the crossbars are not twisted. Make sure that these pieces that are got the sharp ends are facing away so they don't wear a hole in your tire. Make sure your chains are as tight as you can get them. This is a problem. Don't cut this off. You'll be tempted to cut this off, say, I don't need this. You'll need it when you're on the side of the road. Snow and ice built up and you can't get them as tight as you can in your shop with a nice floor jack. So I just either wire or tie this back. I'll tell you the story of one of the toughest men I ever met. I think about it every time I grab tire chains. His name was Merle Phillips. And he was a friend of my grandfather's. We were elk hunting. I must have been in my late teens. And it was, if I remember right, like 18, 20 below. Absolutely freezing. 4 o'clock in the morning. All the boys, that were gathered around the bonfire, just trying to survive with every bit of clothing you had on, everything you owned. And here come this man, Mr. Phillips, wearing an unbuttoned flannel shirt. I think the sleeves were even cut off. And he was stocky, really strong guy. And he was holding on to big truck tire chains, big heavy duty ones like this, with no gloves on. Now it's 20 below. He stood there and out of reach of the fire. He wasn't receiving the benefits. We're all huddled around it. He's out there not even receiving the benefits of it. Standing there, I'll bet he visited with us for 15 to 20 minutes and he never put those chains down. Now, no gloves, steel, minus 20. And he went on to go put those tire chains on in the snow with no gloves on. It made an impression on me. These ABS lines are actually I'm afraid they're going to get dinged up by the chain. I'm pretty tickled that I got a truck built before COVID. This is a 2020, so it had to have been built in 2019. Seems that after that, no new cars have been any good. I don't think I'm going to get this cam tight. No, maybe. Oh, those are tight. Those are tight. We used to use those store-bought rubber retention deals. They're garbage. The rubber's no good. The clips rust out. My manservant Jariah made these up a couple years ago out of these are the heavy-duty rubber that the truckers use for holding their tarps down, and it holds up a lot better. We just make our own now. Don't forget to put your key back in your truck in case you need it on the road. With the chain sorted, we'll go over the winch, make sure we have all of our controls and retrieval gear. Make sure it's all working. All right, gentlemen, I think everything is in order there. Now we're going to look to our electrical system. I noticed some bad corrosion on my left side battery here that was not very skookum. Goodness, my granddad would have tanned my hide had he seen batteries in this condition. Dual alternators just produce too much power for this battery, I guess. There's several recipes for homemade corrosion killer. I think it's baking soda and water. Some guys say Coca-Cola, or you can buy the stuff from Napa, which is the sealer and the cleaner. The cleaner just breaks down and just it really attacks that white stuff. And some science going on right there. We should probably pull that off there and get underneath there real good. These trucks are getting so big, it's almost mandatory to have some sort of a stepping stool just so you can check the oil. This is that terminal cleaner. That's the home brand, I think, for Napa. This is sealer. These two usually go together. It used to be red, but it prevents that. Oh, it's clear now. That's actually better. It prevents that from corrosion from starting again. The other battery actually looks pretty good. We don't have any corrosion over here, but boy, that other battery looks so good, we might as well seal it too. While we're at it, let's put a new air filter in. The filter is about due for a change, I think. I got the cabin filter as well. I don't know exactly where that is. I'll have to look that up. Looks right. Cabin filter. This will be a first for me. That's pretty foul. I don't think I've ever changed that. With the cabin and air filter sorted, we'll move on to the washer fluid. Summer fluid? Why would they put summer fluid right next to the counter? I didn't even think to look at it. Fortunately, Proho is prepared. I do try to keep extras, 2 extra of everything for all the vehicles. So check this, -20 plus 32. So just so you know and don't make that mistake. Back when I was young, a fool, thought that I knew better than everyone else. I thought, they're not going to scam me with that overpriced washer fluid. I'll just put water and soap in there, and I did. But what I didn't realize is that when it got cold, it froze and cracked my tank and ruined my pump. And of course, when it's not oil, something that's really difficult to clean up, not a drop. Not a drop will be spilled for something that you don't have to wipe up. Got some new wipers while I was there. I don't know if these are the best ones. I asked him which ones are the best ones, and he said, I like these, so that's what we have. But really, the important thing is before you put your wipers on, remove before use. Clean your windshield. That's the key. There must be something very special in these wipers to want to put a guard on them. I think these are OEM. Yeah, these are pretty bad. They weren't working very good. I knew they were about due. Almost 40,000. I got 38,000 on those. Are they the right length? Yeah, both the same. This is my favorite glass cleaner. I used to detail cars. I actually had a small car detailing business in high school. It's how I made extra money. But this right here, the Amsoil glass cleaner and some blue paper towel. You may think your windshield is clean, but car wash doesn't clean a windshield, nor does rain. It gets road grease and buildup. The only way is you just gotta get elbow grease on there, get after it. Here's a trick my granddad taught me. If you right on the core support right here, or I guess the cover now, the oil plug. So we're at 13 millimeter. And then you can even put the part number for your filter. I use Amsoil, so I can just do a E011, and then your oil, which is a 530, and 8 quarts. I change my oil every 10,000 miles, and that's primarily because I drive like a grandpa, and I use Amsoil synthetic. Amsoil filters are rated to change every 25,000, so that's even less than half of what the recommended is. So I think it pays to buy those premium products because they do hold up longer, and if you're not very good about your maintenance and you push it a little bit, having that extra protection from synthetic always kind of gives me the fizz. My granddad used this creeper as long as I can remember. It's probably from the 40s, maybe the 30s, but he was a mechanic, and this is what he had at the house. He didn't have a lift at the house, but look at this. The caster wheels are worn. I think it's the front ones are worn through. Here you go, the wobblies, completely worn through and cracked. He even had to braze this portion right here where that broke. I think he replaced the wood. My Nana reupholstered the pillow, and here we are today, me still still using it. I haven't spilled any oil yet, but just give me a moment. It's inevitable. My pan I'm putting 8 quarts, I think, in a 9-quart pan. And of course, I'll leave that right there in the middle of the floor so I can either one step in it or kick it and spill oil. I've got the big gas V8, the 3-liter Godzilla engine. I think that takes pretty close to 8 quarts or so. It's a big American V8 for sure. Before you check your oil, make sure you run it, fill up the filter. I can just barely reach the dipstick without a ladder. All right, beloved, that should be just about the size of it. The only other thing is go fill it up with fuel. Actually, we'll run down to the local station. I'll take you with me, and it'll give us a chance to run those chains, make sure everything's working, there's nothing flapping or not acting right. Yeah, let's do that before it gets dark. Hello, how you doing?
All right. What can I get for you today?
Can you fill it for me?
Absolutely. You want regular or supreme?
Premium, please.
All right.
Thank you. That car in front of me, that
Suburban. Just about went in the ditch.
I'm going to go for it, gentlemen. Pray for me. You're watching a man operating at the extreme limits of his abilities. You know, on second thought, let's take that truck back out and bring the skid steer in here. That way we can have it all plugged in and warm and not frozen up for the morning. Now we can plug it in and the engine will be all nice and warm in the morning. Everything will be dry. Oh, locked. As soon as you plug that in, you can hear the engine heater coming on. Do you hear that? It's the little things in life. All right, gentlemen, I think we are ready for the great blizzard to come. I think we'll be doing a snow stream. Highly likely tomorrow. We'll see what happens over the night. And I'm all ready to go. So it feels good to be prepped and ready, full of fuel. And Mrs. W's got the larder full. So I actually really look forward to these sorts of things. If we have to hunker down, so be it. If the power's out, so be it. That's why we put in all the hard work in the off season so that we can have these little victories in the winter time. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see you all on the next video.